I'm here to introduce one of my friends. It was also speaker in Affiliate World. So I'm here to introduce Marcello.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I see. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you again for the presentation. Very appreciated. Let me start by saying it's an honor being here again for the second year in Affiliate Expo in Milano. I see and I saw here in the audience also many new faces. This is really good. It's really positive for this conference overall. For those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Marcello Perazzani. I co-founded LeadX-Pro. We're a media buying team. We're running multiple verticals or multiple traffic sources. And today's speech is going to be right about that. So how you can increase and sustain your earnings all year round in different markets, doing something different. Let me just by showing you this. Is it familiar for anyone here? So it's more or less what's the affiliate journey here is most of the time, because we're finding something that is working, we're scaling, we're making money, then we suddenly have to stop. Then we have to change direction, find something else that is working. I have two questions for you guys. I promise just two. The first one is, how many of you here have ever scaled a campaign and have ever been forced at least once to stop what you were doing? How many here have ever stopped a campaign for something that it was not up to you? Okay, so many people raise their hands. Now, I have the second and last question. Whatever you have been forced to stop, probably you were running Meta, Google, whatever, did you try to replicate the very same funnel you were running before on push or pop? Anybody? The same funnel after you've been stopped? Okay, one is good. One is good, but this is the point. It's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's nobody's fault, actually. It's our brain that most of the time is wired like this. If something is working today, it's going to work tomorrow, it's going to work in a month, it's going to work in a year, right? And it's not like that. So many times we're just getting comfortable. Yes, we're scaling, we want to scale more, but we forget that something else can happen. So how can you manage that to don't happen? How can you remain on top of this game? Here are 5 steps that we also used in the team and that helped us a lot to build a constant stream of revenue. We're going to go through them all one by one very quickly because my time is limited here, but we're going to see one by one. First of all, it's definitely expanding by country. Second is diversify traffic sources, and then follow some trends, be ready to change what you're doing, and my favorite is diversify verticals. So let's go quickly into it. If you're having something that is working at the moment, if you're scaling something, the easiest way to do something else to add more revenue to what you're doing is expand by country. Still, by now, I speak with so many people, even these days, and I see, and it's good, many people are focused on one thing, one country, to master that, to be the best in that, and it's a good approach. But at the same time, we don't have to forget that it can suddenly stop working. So what you can do here is just, if you're crashing something, make a list of 5 most similar countries that you can go. Let's say you're doing here, probably many people are doing cash on delivery, Italy, Nutra, something like that. You pick up 5 similar countries, Spain, Portugal, Hungary, Greece, whatever is very similar. You find similar offer, and then you translate your funnel. And this is a crucial point because I got this question many times. Can I test this funnel, which is in English, in Germany? No, you cannot. For the same reason that you cannot test a Portuguese funnel in France. Don't forget that especially in the past 2-3 years, so many people, even a lot of us, relocated in different countries. So the audience are very mixed, and you need to have the funnel in that specific language. And if the traffic source that you're using is allowing you to do it, target that language. The language of the funnel you're using is going to help you increase the performance of that funnel. Moving on affiliate source and traffic sources, this survey has been made by STM, which I thank you and greet for this. But it's a very specific one. Why? Because to affiliates, traffic sources, affiliate networks, and spy tools have been asked, what is your best traffic source? So it's not based on the data we usually find based on average ad spend for platform, but is specifically for affiliates. So many times we think that Meta, of course, Facebook, Instagram, is the main one, or Google, but actually push is up there, guys. How many of you here have ever tested a campaign on push and succeeded with that? Okay, not so many, but still, as we can see also from this survey, it's very profitable. Here, just for reference, no need to take picture. At the end, there's a QR code. You can download this presentation as well. But just for traffic source, the vertical that are working the best. So you're not going to waste your money on something different. And when I say that, I mean it. You can see this example, while we can leverage a different traffic source compared to the one we're using. On the top, we can see exit from a scaling phase on Meta. As you can see, the traffic is going down, the performance are going down, everything is going down. But how can I don't throw the work I did on Meta to scale that campaign? I plug in a different traffic source, same days, just different traffic source. In this case was push. And as you can see, on one, my revenue is dropping. On the other one, is picking up. So I don't waste the work I did, and I add more revenue to all of it. Here are some key points in case you want to give it a try to push as well. Test 20 different creatives. Include the logo in your testing phase. That's very important. If you start from scratch, test at least 10 different landing pages. It's a very cheap traffic source, so with a few bucks, you can really test a lot. And separate traffic for device. People coming from Meta are not usually do that, but it's very useful. And use rules. In lots of other traffic sources, rules are essential if you want to get the best out of your funnel, especially when it comes to testing the right time of the day. On push, it works like that. SMS as well, it works like that. Use emoji in the headline in order to increase the CTR. And set a click limit for the user. Click limit, it's also important, in my opinion, to use it on Meta. You can use it on Meta by using a tracker. And after a certain click, 2, 3 clicks, whatever, your user is going to be redirected to a different funnel. Moving on, we were saying trends and changes are going together. If you want to do something different, of course, you have to do something different. But how difficult it is sometimes to try something new, when you don't know, you don't want to waste budget in testing something new. So how can you go cheaper on that? Well, identify trends that are currently with us is going to help you to lower the budget that you're going to use, lower the cost that you're going to spend on ads. Something like this, the trend is AI. Let's say I want to test a new funnel on finance. I'm going to find an AI-related offer for finance, and my ads are going to be AI-related. Same thing, I want to test a sweepstake on iPhone. I'm going to wait for Apple to release the new iPhone. I'm going to wait for having lines in front of Apple stores. My traffic in that time is going to cost much less because the interest is higher, and people are willing to click much more. And finally, guys, this is my favorite of them all, is diversify verticals. Why is my favorite? Well, how many people here, I know I said no more question, but how many people here are running Nutra? Nutra in Europe. Okay, how good is Nutra in Europe in November? Not much. But other verticals are really good in November. Let's say sweepstakes, to take the same example, is really good in November. So by running multiple verticals, you can absorb these ups and downs, and you can get constant stream of revenue all year. And of course, it's going to help you expand your network and expand the overall knowledge that you have of this industry. But there's a catch, and this is, I learned the hard way, which I think is still the best way to learn. It requires a flexible team. If you already have a team that is following strict procedures, it's going to be really hard to add something new, a different vertical, because there are different metrics, a different way of launching, scaling, whatever it is. But still, you have to make your team more flexible. Here are some top affiliate offers in order, and these are ranked by volume. So try to understand where you are, what you're running, and try to check if there is something that is making more volume than what you're running. And then you can pick one up. But how do you add practically a new one? These are some steps that we're still using to implement more verticals. So if I have to start from scratch, I'm going to identify something that is interesting for me, for you as a person, something that make you want to learn, because sometimes we test something new just to test it, just because we heard that thing, that new vertical is good, but do something that actually interests you, that make you really want to test it. Identify the best traffic source for that is crucial also. First of all, for policies. Second, for the budget you're going to use it. And spy on offers. This is something that I will never be tired to repeat. Spy on offers and not on entire funnels. And if you have to replicate something, start from the offer. Why? Because if you're doing something new, it's better to do it with something that is already working, that you don't have to test tons and tons of offers. If you already have the hot one, it's going to cut the cost for testing. Once you found that offer, you can probably found it on some advertiser, affiliate networks, whatsoever. Speak with them. This is also very important, guys. Get reports, ask for metrics. In some vertical, EPC is the best metrics. In some others is RPM, whatever it is. Try to get them. Try to ask for case studies. And of course, then the hard phase is starting, which is testing. And in this case, more is more. Especially in the past year, I spoke with tons of top affiliates, and to a lot of them, I asked the same question. When you have to start something new, how many creatives are you going to test? And the number is more or less the same for lots of people, in between 80 to 150. So you make sure to test at least 100 different creatives if you're starting a new vertical. And you're going to find the winner one to work on it. And of course, in this phase, you don't have to give up. Some tips for speeding up the process. You have to understand the factors in that vertical for scalability. It can be anything. It can be season, it can be the traffic source, the audience, the cap. Try to understand them all. Write them down. When it comes to creative, try to use AI to generate more creatives. There are, even here in these days, tons of people are talking about AI, new tool, and there are speeches also about generating creatives using AI. We use Arcads for UGC and ideogram for pictures, and they're working really well. And of course, find guidance and speak with as many people as possible. I still think today that that is the best way to enter in something new, by expanding your networks, by speaking with as many people as possible. Well, guys, as I was saying, my time was very limited, but this shouldn't be the end. It should be a new beginning in case you want to try something new. I will be more than happy to help. If you have any question, here are my contacts. I believe there's some Q&A time, and the QR code if you want to download this presentation. And of course, thank you so much for having me here again. Vale? I don't know if there's Valerio around. Ah, here. Yeah.
So, cool, as usual. So, any question? For sure. Okay. Gelato. Gelato, gelato? Niente. Okay. Thanks.
Hello, and
Hello.
congratulations for the speech.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, what's the vertical that you will see as which will have the best growth in the next year, in your opinion?
There are many, and based on, I think the question is mixed on what we're willing to do here. But more and more we're talking about lead gen and pay-per-call, and I think that is the one that is catching up the most. Some verticals are a bit dying unless you go really aggressive, really black hat on the approach. And I believe that white hat approach is the best thing to do for the years to come. So that one, I guess.
Do you see it growing in European geos, or
Yeah.
you're talking only about USA?
No, definitely, definitely. I think European scene is missing a bit more providers, and a lot of offers are capped. That's why a lot of people are not scaling hard as in US. But I'm pretty sure in the years to come, something is going to happen there, and more providers are going to pop up.
Thank you, Marcello.
Thank you.
Domanda. Faccio io la valletta adesso.
Thank you for the presentation. I have two quick questions. You mentioned that top affiliates test like 80 to 150 creatives. I'm just curious, do you consider creative when you change a variable such as headline, copy? What is an actual creative as a whole creative, or just the image or the video that we're talking about?
It's image, video, and eventually an advertorial landing page if you don't send direct traffic to the offer.
Okay, and then the follow-up question is any tools for spying offers? Because you mentioned ARCADs for UGC content creation, but I'm curious, like offer spying tools, any suggestions there?
For spying offers, there are not really tools other than Facebook library, but I think the best way is still Facebook library or classic spy tools, and then going through the funnel. If you see a recurring offers over and over, or maybe you see tons of ads just running that specific product or service, I think that is still the best way to do it. And of course, speak with people.
Thank you.
Other question? I have a question. Someone? Okay. Too far.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm from AdCombo. So we are on the advertiser side from Nutra. I liked in your presentation that you say that you need to diversify traffic, and once your funnel is getting less profitable, then you suggest running, for example, push traffic. And being an advertiser ourselves, so I want to ask, after you start running the campaign on the different traffic source, and of course we know that push traffic is not that profitable usually for advertisers, as much profitable as, for example, Facebook. Do you consult with advertiser and with a CPA affiliate network, for example, telling, okay, at Combo, either I stop this campaign or we can run it on push, but maybe your advertiser, they want to give you lower payouts or lower guaranteed approval rates because the performance might be different for them, and you might put them on the risk and maybe risk your relationships. How do you do that?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I start by saying that we don't do COD, but I do believe that is 100% true what you're saying. The traffic source 100% of the time is changing the quality. It can increase the quality or lower the quality of the leads you're bringing. And I do believe, and we are doing that, the constant communication with the advertiser is crucial to understand if you're doing a good job. Because if we take cash on delivery as example, it doesn't matter if you're doing 10K in revenue from day 0 to day 1 if 99% of those leads are trash. So I believe what you're saying is true, and the communication with the advertiser constantly and the analysis of the end of the quality of the lead, it's very, very important.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. One thing about the copy. So, do you see any difference in using like copywriting in, let's say, Italy, Italy, Europe, and US? I mean, for example, for me, like in US, the copy it's I think the most important things, more than the video ads, the creatives. In Italy, I don't give a fuck. Like you can put just image and say acquista ora, paga la consegna. So, do you see any difference?
I think the difference in between Europe and US, mainly, I never truly believed in the fact that the copy is making a difference. I do believe that people really don't read, that you can write the same thing over and over and they're still going to ask it. I believe that copy is going to help Facebook a lot in targeting, especially when you're using creatives that are, let's say, soft for that vertical. But also based on the vertical is going to make a difference. You know, maybe better than me that in copy for VSL and copy for Nutra, straight sale cannot be compared. In VSL, it's really important. In straight sale, you can write literally sometimes whatever, and you're still going to convert or not.
In straight sale, same advertorial of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In VSL, like it's really, really important. Do you run VSL?
Some test.
Okay. We can talk later. Any other questions? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.